Detroit, joined with my dog Dennis Mosley of Mo Photo. Now we were out on the road today and we received a call that a certain young lady wanted to say hello to us, and lo and behold, it's the beautiful, athletic, and talented Cecilia Braekhus. First of all, let me wish you a belated birthday. Happy birthday.
Thank you.
I'm about 2 weeks overdue on that, but Cecilia, you had a long run as the women's welterweight champion at 147 pounds, and you were considered pound for pound the best in women's boxing. You were the first female boxer, I believe, to be featured on HBO. Am I correct in that?
Correct.
Wow. And the first undisputed female world champion to hold all 4 major world titles, the WBC, WBA, IBF, and WBO.
Correct.
And then later on you added the 5th title belt, the IBO.
Yes.
And as well as many other accolades that you have behind your name. So what brings you to Detroit, or should I say, what brings you back to Detroit?
Well, it's for me. It's like coming home a little bit. I had a little bit of an unlucky streak. I lost my 2 last fights. During the epidemic, I was pretty low after that time, and I felt like I needed to come back to my roots. And I called Jonathan Banks and I asked him, Jonathan, do you want to take me back? You know, we need to work together and I need to get my belts back. And he was a little, no, he wasn't. He said yes.
Okay, and I know
said
that
yes pretty fast then.
You know, I know that you've been here in Detroit because I think the last time we seen each other was at the Kronk Gym in Meditow.
Yeah.
On Meditow Street.
Yeah.
But did you also go to the other Kronk gyms, the one that was on Warren Avenue, and then of course the original one on McGraw Junction?
Unfortunately, I did not get to go to the original one.
And speaking of running into each other, I don't know if you recall or not, but we ran into each other, I think, in 2017 in Oslo Fjord, Stoke at the convention center.
Yeah.
Do you remember that fight?
Yeah, absolutely. It was a great fight. I think it was my 3rd or 4th in Norway.
Yes, and they had to change the law there, didn't they, for you to be able to compete?
Correct. Professional boxing was actually illegal in Norway, but when I became a world champion, I worked very hard because throughout my whole career I had to train abroad, I had to live abroad and fight abroad. And I mean, everybody wants at one part in their career to fight at home in front of their people, their home audience. And after campaigning for that for a couple of years, finally I got the Prime Minister on my side. I got some big figure on my side in sports and politics, and we got rid of the ban, and I could fight in Norway in front of a sold-out arena of 10,000
It was sold out,
people.
I remember that.
Yeah.
And that was really, I was there before, I don't know where you had your training camp, but they had brought us in, and I'm not familiar with that area, but it was like a big condominium with no people. And we had the run of the place, you know, and it was a beautiful setting with the lake and the mountains and everything like that.
Yeah.
Speaking of which, Norway being your home, but you were born in Colombia. Not many people know that. And then at the age of 2, you were adopted, and then that's how you found your way to Norway.
Yes, I was adopted. I came to Norway, grew up there. I had an idyllic and very fortunate upbringing, which of course is a little bit of a, what can you say, a little bit of what's it called in English. It's very different from the way I started out in life. So you kind of could say that I got this golden ticket in life, which I'm well aware of, and of course I think about that sometimes, and I think those first years of my life did make me the fighter I became.
Growing up, did you ever have the feeling that I just want to belong. Did you feel that you belonged where you were growing up?
Yes, I did, and you know what? That was because of the boxing and the sport. I think the biggest problem today is for young people to not have a place to be, and like after school, and to be nurtured, to be challenged, and to meet other people in grown-ups and other youth in a safe environment. I was lucky. I found my thing at a very young age.
That's great. That's great to hear. You know, you spoke a little bit about your last two fights, and let's touch a little bit on that. They were against Jessica McCaskill, and they both ended up in losses, except I do have to say the first fight was very, very close. A lot of people did not disagree with the decision. They felt that it should have went your way. However, the second fight, it was clearly her win. I don't know if you feel that way or not, but that's the way that I saw it. That was at 147 pounds.
Yes, correct.
Now, I also heard that you're planning on moving up to 154, or you are planning to 154,
Yeah.
and that you did have a bout scheduled, I think, of August of this past year, but that didn't happen. I don't know why, but you can elaborate on that. But was making the 147, was that a problem? Is that what contributed to these two last outings, do you think?
I think I was at a crossroad where 147 got harder and harder for me, and due to the pandemic, because of the stress and fortunately things that getting stuck in Big Bear and getting quarantined up there, and a lot of things that nobody could really expect or have any blame or anything for. It was just a crazy situation, but that definitely contributed to certain things getting very challenging, which was also the weight. Today I would say I could never do 147 again.
Okay. You know, being quarantined in Big Bear, that's really not a bad thing. It's really a beautiful part of the country. Did you enjoy yourself there?
No.
Oh, okay.
It was actually very very frightening because there was no people up there, and I was very off. My family, my friends, everyone was on the other side of the world. I really didn't have anyone there to it was basically me and an animals out there at some time. It was so quiet. There was no people. It was, it was like being in a zombie horror movie when humanity has disappeared.
I wish I would have known. I would have sent some of my friends up there.
Yeah, I was.
You know,
but I couldn't. That we couldn't do that either. We weren't allowed
that's
to.
Right. That's right.
Be in contact with anyone. So I was thinking about going home to Norway, but the borders were closed.
They were all closed, right?
So the situation was insane, and again, no one to blame. Everybody was struggling. It was a crazy situation.
Now, was the summit open? Could you go to the summit gym, or were you going to another gym?
Yes, and that was actually the only thing that made me not go completely crazy. I kept my schedule. I trained every day, and I might have overdone it a little bit. Yeah. So that was the thing that actually kept me from not going completely crazy. Just getting up in the morning, going down to the gym, and go back and be at the gym again at night.
Okay. What happened to the 154 fight with Patricia Bergel?
Unfortunately, the fight in Colombia fell out, and
I can't believe that. That was Oscar, the bridgerweight.
Yeah, correct.
I was actually supposed to go down and work the main event.
Yeah, so that would have been coming back to Colombia and fight in the country where I was born in, and also funny fighting a Swedish girl. Sweden is the
belong. And in the 80s, I had an opportunity to go work in Colombia. And it was one of the first times I ever felt like I was someplace where I belonged.
Oh wow.
Yeah. So I was looking forward to going back to Colombia
Me
for that
too.
particular bout.
Me too.
You know, two major women boxing events are taking place on the same card this weekend.
Yeah.
And Clarissa Shields versus Sarah Marshall and Alicia Baumgartner versus Michaela Mayer. Have you seen them in the ring, and your thoughts on their careers and any predictions?
Oh, first of all, I look forward to this fight like Christmas. It's going to be two great female fights. It's, all fighters have this very high standard. They're very professional. It's going to be extremely entertaining. It's going to be, well, they don't like each other. They generally don't like each other.
All four of them.
Yeah. So hopefully they can keep their head cool until the fight, but it's definitely going to be sparkles. For the winner of each fight, to be honest, the best thing about these two fights are it's very hard to pick the winner.
Go. We have to start. I'm sorry.
I've got two more questions here, sir. We're going to finish up here.
I got 40 kids in here waiting.
All right.
Gotta go.
Anyway,
All right, let's go.
We have two questions here left.
Yeah.
One is on the opinion, your thoughts on female referees. Now, you've been in the ring with both male and female referees.
yeah.
Do you have any differences or pet peeves about either one?
I actually had female referee judges in Germany in the beginning of my career as one of the very few, and I can tell you I never noticed any difference. That didn't even bother me. It didn't even cross my mind in the fight.
Okay, last question. And it's debatable that women's boxing, you know, the 2-minute round versus a 3-minute round.
Yeah.
How do you feel about that? Does the 2-minute round, does it change the strategy? Does it make your what you have to do in the ring different than the 3-minute round? Would you rather prefer the 3-minute over the 2-minute?
I think there's a lot of discussions, a lot of questions about women boxing, except one, and that's women pay. And I think that's going to have to be on the top of the agenda before rounds, before this and that. It is women to get paid for the rounds they are doing.
Very well put, and a very, very big point that does need to be known to the public. Well, that wraps it up for us.
Yes.
Cecilia, I want to thank you very much for taking the time to speak to us, and good luck on your future, and hope to see you down the road soon.
Thank you so much.
Okay.